Hey,
Hey,
hey, how are y'all doing today?
it's our girls, Misha, Queen Misha.
There you go. I'm Plum Queen, and this is SolSista Therapy Childhood Trauma Podcast.
Yes,
All right. Well, today we have an interesting topic. It is going to be split in two because we are all about ma'at and duality.
right.
Today we're going to be talking about our divine masculine. Thursday we'll be talking about the divine feminine. But the point is to figure out exactly who we are. Are you exactly who you think you are?
The person that you see in the mirror, is that truly who you are?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times as children, we are one way. And then the world comes and reality hits. Bullying happens, poverty happens, loss happens, abandonment, rejection, whatever your obstacles are that you have to overcome. And through that, we slowly start to lose sight of who we are because now when we look in the mirror, we're seeing what the world is putting on us. Um, so you want me to start with my story time, sister?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So this stemmed from a conversation that I was having with a friend. And we were talking about masks. And I was telling my friend how, I've come to a point in my life where it's incapable for me to wear a mask. I spent most of my childhood wearing a mask out of people pleasing, and trying to make friends and trying to make sure my parents were always happy with me. And so over the last year, really just a year now, it's almost been impossible for me to be anything outside of who I am. Because I realized that who I thought I was wasn't who I was. That was actually a traumatized, scared, hurt, um, angry little girl. And so once I realized that, I was able to do work with her and help heal her so that I could grow into the woman that I'm becoming now. And so I was telling my friend this, and my friend, was like, um, they felt like their mask was the nice guy. They felt like them being a nice guy was them wearing a mask because in reality, they really just want to fuck people up all the time. And I'm just like, really, really, friend? I was like, as a child, you was angry and mean. And they was like, yeah, yeah. I ain't take no shit. I grew up having a fight and stuff. My dad didn't take no shit. So, and I was like, and he was like, well, I mean, when I was like 7 or 8 and in Florida, I was real happy and joyful and, life is rainbows and butterflies. But he said he moved to inner city Detroit, Michigan, when he was about 8 years old, 9 years old. And he got up there and the kids was bullying him to the point where he was having to fight every day, all day, every year. Up until, he got some size on him. He's a pretty big person. So I had to remind him, a friend, the nice guy that you're becoming now, because his point was he felt like he was becoming the guy that sorry for my voice. He felt like he was becoming the guy that he never wanted to be, which was this soft guy, this nice guy. The old him thought that guy was weak. And I had to remind him that you're going back to who you truly are. I was like, who you originally are is that little boy who was happy and joyful in Florida. And then the life happened, your move happened, the bullying happened, the fighting happened. And that is when you took on the mask of being the tough guy so that people wouldn't bother you, you know? So you're not that pain or anger, you're not that kid who had to become the bully to not be bullied. That's not who you are. You're that little boy that was finding joy and adventure in your day when you woke up, running down the beach in the water. That's who you truly are. And he was like, hot damn, you might be right. I could hug you right now. You could be right. And I'm like, I know I'm right, because I know my friend. And I wouldn't be attracted or hanging out with anyone whose natural being was to be the bully. Period. Because I don't do bullies. I was bullied, you know? And so that's the thing is a lot of our men They look in the mirror and they see this man, but the man that they're looking at is the man that America has told them they have to be in order to be respected or to be found masculine or strong. And it tends to come with this angry or hard wall and shell towards the outside world, towards almost impenetrable, to where you guys don't know what it's like to share your emotions and to let us in and be okay with that. If you get soft, if you get vulnerable, you feel like something's wrong with it and it makes you more aggressive, you know? And so this show is about calling you guys out for who you truly are, helping you be reminded that who you think you are, if that person isn't of light and love and compassion, and adventure, motivation and dreams, creativity. Like, if that's not who you see when you look in the mirror and you see anything less than, that's not who you are. And you have to release that image of yourself. You have to see the higher self in yourself, you know?
Well, I have a similar story. I also have a friend. You know what I'm saying? I actually, me being me, growing up, not being that girl, as I like to say, I have a lot of brothers. I wasn't, romantic with guys, but I was their little sister. I was the friend. So they would be honest with me and talk to me about how they actually felt about things.
Mm-hmm.
And from a lot of those conversations, I get a consistency, and these are different men, different walks of life, different lifestyles, different places that they've grown up. But as men, just like with women, there's these core values or these core things that identify, what I'm saying, what a man is. You know what I'm saying? And that shit doesn't serve us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this mindset is a European mindset. I'm gonna have to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? You guys watched, well, at least our ancestors, pretty much watched the authority and how they moved, how they treated their women, how, what I'm saying, how they dealt with conflict, how they, pretty much asserted their power,
How they led their community.
pretty much based off aggression, what I'm saying,
Ego.
based off of this hierarchy and, what I'm saying, unfairness, and then you throw religion in there. You know what I mean?
Control.
You know what I'm saying? It's about control. So this country in itself, or this world, teaches men, what I'm saying, that control and aggression, what I'm saying, equals power. That's how you're supposed to lead. You know what I'm saying? This is how they have brought about even business. When you think about business, they always tell you cannot have emotions, you know what I'm saying, in business. You're not supposed to feel any, you know what I'm saying, like at all. You're supposed to completely separate, that. And this is why business can tend to be cutthroat, because you're thinking about numbers, you know what I'm saying, and bottom lines, not thinking about the people, you know what I'm saying, that are actually doing those calculations, or, you know what I'm saying, how that business affects individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is taught behavior. This is not bashing men. We don't do that on here. You know what I'm saying? I am huge on unity. I'm all about unity. I am all about us, you know what I'm saying, working together, because we are counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we both have to be good as individuals so we can be great as a whole.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But you have to identify these issues, though. And when I say issues, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. We have to really change our perspective. And that's why I said we have this obscured, perspective of who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to handle things and even how we see things. And it's detrimental to us because it doesn't feel good. You see what I'm saying? Like, just think about it, guys, like, really think about it. Do you really feel good when you're acting like that, or feeling like, does it really feel good to cut off your emotions? Not what you have to do to feel sometimes, you know what I'm saying, to move. How does that truly make you feel?
Because I feel like for a lot of them, it makes them feel like a boiling pot of water, building up pressure, ready to explode. And then when they explode, it comes out on the wrong person. It comes out on your woman, or your children.
People that you love, your family, anybody. You
Because you're not gonna go off on your white boss or your boss, but definitely not your white boss. In reality, because now, I've seen that difference in how we as melanin beings work under melanin-owned businesses, and then how we work for the man, and we treat each other completely different. We have a lot less respect for our fellow melanin brothers and sisters in their business when we come in working for them,
That's a fact.
compared to what we do for the system and in their jobs.
That's a
You
fact.
know,
That's a fact. My parents deal with that on a regular basis. They own a chauffeur business, upscale chauffeur business in Atlanta. And, I'm Harriet Tubman to my heart. So those are my parents, they taught me that way. So, we have a basis of Black business and empowerment and unity and all that. So, they're doing their due diligence to try, to hire, and it's to be a Black owned and Black run, operated business. But I even have to tell them, they might need to get some white people in there because these, our people, we do it to ourselves. They don't respect them.
mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't do it. Like I put my heart out to them because they're really trying to put us on. They're really trying to build something, for us, and we fuck it up every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if and I tell my moms this all the time. If y'all was white, y'all wouldn't have this problem. And to be quite honest, if y'all was white, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't get 4, 5, 6, 7 chances to keep doing the same thing.
And that's one thing we have to release also is this false entitlement to our people. I just wasted a lot of time and resources trying to build with other melanin beings who in reality's mission had nothing to do with mine. I'm only resonating with them because of our skin color.
Well, I feel like based on, and I only feel that way because we need to, again, to go back to the topic of figuring out who we are. See, we're still these crabs in a barrel because we don't
Mm-hmm.
know who we are, what we got going on, what we, what our actual talents are, what we're good at, and what our purpose is. That's what breeds that because we're all trying to fit in. We all trying, we all trying to get on. We all trying to really figure out what we supposed to do in this system. You know what I'm saying? And our true journey has nothing to do with that. And then it also goes down to the programming. You know what I mean? Like childhood traumas, will take care of all of that. Like if men could, and I'm just going to stick with dudes because we're going to talk about, ladies, next time. But like if men, just like we need to be more logical, if men would tap into their emotions more, they would get things done probably a whole lot smoother. There would be less wars.
And we have to be mindful though that right now, sorry, in the human body right now, there is an extreme chemical disbalance or unbalance because of all the hormones that we're intaking in our diets. And so right now, men are really emotional. They're extremely emotional because the food that they're eating has high amounts of estrogen in it. You go to Burger King and get the Impossible Burger, it has 50 times the amount of estrogen than the regular burger. Why? So right now we're dealing with a society that even if they want to be emotionally logical, their body is literally incapable of coming to this homeostatic, static, peaceful point because they don't realize that they're putting chemicals and toxins in their body that's causing this emotional disbalance.
Keep it real. Yes, we all know that. We all know
Not
that.
everyone knows that though. Some people really don't know that. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. In 2022, I can't no longer use that as an excuse.
No, I
With,
agree.
with the whole COVID thing and everybody coming out with this, that, and the third, there's a lot of this is an age of information, and anybody who takes care of themselves can find out that information. But what I will say is the mentality, again, about what a man is supposed to be, what a man is supposed to like. You know what I'm saying?
Because now,
About
even
being
with
a
your
man,
diet,
right? It goes along with that.
mm-hmm.
Man has to have the big piece of chicken. You
Steak.
know what I'm saying? You got to have steak and potatoes. That's a real man's meal. You know what I'm saying? See, this is taught behavior. This goes to what I am supposed to be, who I am, and how that identifies me a man. I have to be a man because I can see dudes right now talk about I ain't eating no salad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't want no rabbit
That's
food.
finicky. Yeah, I'm saying that's fin. I don't eat like a rabbit.
Right.
I'm a wolf. I'm a lion, and that whole
But
mentality. And
they're not talking about the gorillas.
they not see, and they don't do that because the gorilla is the one of is the, if not the biggest
And most powerful, one of the
powerful
most
animal,
powerful
strongest
mammals.
animal, and they're absolutely are herbivores.
Hmm.
Elephants, one of the biggest animals in the world.
Whales.
Herbivores. Whales.
Whales are
I'm saying
herbivores.
most of biggest,
Dinosaurs.
the biggest species on this planet eats plants.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Education. That's not what we're taught. And then you're fed all of this stuff. So that also feeds your aggression because, like you said, there's a lot of hormones inside of these foods.
That's why the military, they literally feed them pounds and pounds of pork and meat. And it's to
So
get
that
that
aggression,
raise that
that feeds your aggression. So
it's a science.
that's not
It's all science.
necessarily you. You know what I'm saying? When you got the mentality that you're raised with, then you have the food that you're being fed. And then when I start talking about our people and the environments that we're in, where because we have little to nothing, all we got is our pride. All we got, you know what I'm saying, is our manhood, as they would say. So it puts them in positions to have to behave a certain way, to stray away from certain things. Like I have a friend, back in the days who was into poetry. You know what I'm saying? For one, as a man, he knew he can get him some draws with that. You know what I'm saying? He know how women are, you know what I'm saying? That was a good way. But where he grew up in the area he was in, that was for pussies. And I quote, that's some pussy shit. Spitting rhymes, you know what I'm saying, and soliloquies and all of that stuff. That's not manly. He would have got teased, you know what I'm saying, and bothered. So he shied away from that and pretty much just gave up, you know what I'm saying, and just gave up on it. Very great with words. But because where he grew up in, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't man-like. This is part of the reason why a lot of our relationships don't work because they're not taught. You know what I'm saying? Men are only taught to pursue women. How to use, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how to use our emotions to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? You have the whole hierarchy thing. So you know how to relate to us in that way. But emotionally, there becomes a discord. I was just watching something earlier. We was talking about, you know what I'm saying, with if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop, Safari and whatever that girl name is.
Erica
You know
Mena.
yeah, Erica Mena. Like everybody expects this man, you know what I'm saying, because he's married now and has kids, that he's supposed to be a certain way because there's this, you know what I'm saying, role. And the fact of the matter is that man's immature. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Like
trying to live.
he's
He
trying to live his
on his
life.
YOLO stuff.
Yeah, this world tells you that is stability and that's what makes you a man by having a wife and having the kids, but that shit's a lot. You have to be honestly emotionally intelligent to be a parent. You don't got to be emotional, you know what I'm saying, or emotionless, but you need to be emotionally intelligent to be a parent.
You have a level of selflessness as well.
Yes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a level of true maturity to raise children. You can have kids all day. You can feed kids all day, put a roof over kids all, but there's a difference between raising them. And you have to have a level of maturity to do that. But he ain't got that. He didn't have that before the marriage. He didn't have that before the baby.
It's not that he's not gonna get it. He just don't want to
He's
have it
not
right.
ready. He's not ready
Don't-
right now. And then I've seen that in several, and I've seen that in real life.
So why is it that we as women, we approach these men and we think that our vaginas and us popping out children or getting them to get a ring on their finger is gonna magically overnight, bam, now you're a mature ass man.
I'm gonna answer that on Thursday. We go
You
answer
know? Come on, sis. You
We
knew
go,
who
we
the
go.
hell this man was. You can't sit on camera and be crying now. Oh, he don't want to be a father. He doesn't love me. No, he liked your vagina. That's why he got with you. It's because your vagina.
Are you who you think you are? Again, and this obscure perspective of what a man is supposed to be, how he's supposed to treat me in this situation, regardless of who I am,
Regardless of who he is.
whoever he is, this is what a husband's supposed to do. This is what a father is supposed to do. So if you're not doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you're ready for it. Now, again, you put yourself in situations, but we have to be mindful of these things. We have to truly understand. We just get with people. We don't truly try to understand who they are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do the courting thing anymore. Like, courting is extremely important. You truly know who you're with, because it's not to say, again, this is not about bashing or being bad, but the majority of us in our community, we don't know who we are. We have not had positive representations of being a woman, of being a wife, of being a good relationship. We have not seen these things. You know what I'm saying? Generalizing it as a whole. So how can you expect somebody to be something that they have not, you know what I'm saying, that they've never experienced and never been taught to be? It don't work that way. See what I'm saying? So we have to start understanding where that comes from. Most men, just like
And here we go. I don't know if she froze up or. So I'm going to start talking now because my screen shows me that I'm still going and she's froze. We're going to see how this plays out later on. But basically, we have to start releasing these titles and labels that society has given us. We began being programmed as babies, right? In school, you know, our hair in the school drawings, our hair always looks one way, and that's nappy and curly, you know, and it's never in a beautiful sense. Our boys, you know, like thinking that the only things you have to be is a athlete, you know, or a musician. And there's so many different things. Where's our scientists? We need more doctors. Where's our lawyers? I say this, and I mean this. I don't mean go to their system. I mean like who you naturally truly are without the system. You know, studying herbs. We need masculine energies in the herbal fields. You know, masculine energies dealing with I don't know, family counseling and, you know, being more active, raising our children and stuff. I know some people do that stuff, but there's a lot more of us that could be reaching out in our communities, you know, and giving children without that father figure role, the father role.
my bad.
There she is.
Yeah. Them technical difficulties, but it's all right.
I think I kept us going. If you got your thought, you can finish it.
Okay, yes, I know you did, holding us down always, Queen Misha, Queen Misha. But yeah, like I was saying, if I can get rolled back into it, men and women, you know, again, our obscure, you know, thought process of who we're supposed to be and the roles that we play in each other's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like I know so many men who I got a friend. He's married, beautiful couple, all this good stuff, but he saw his dad be unhappy his whole life simply because he had a wife and kids that he had to take care of. He felt like because he was married, didn't matter how he felt about it, didn't matter, you know what I'm saying, how that situation felt. He was just supposed to provide. As long as I provide, then that makes me a good person. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter about my needs. I'm supposed to get married, you know what I'm saying, simply to make my wife happy. Happy wife, happy life.
Mm.
And that shit ain't true.
Knowing damn well that don't be the case.
That's not true.
Because if the masculine isn't happy, then the woman's eventually not going to be happy either.
And that's a fact. And this is what our society does. This is how they separate us. Because two individuals in any relationship are supposed to be happy. It's not happy wife, it's happy husband and wife. Happy wife and husband, however you want to put
happy home.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. It's not, it's both people are supposed to be happy in that relationship. You don't, that's not, this is why men don't like marriage.
Right. And to think that only your needs are supposed to be met is completely selfish.
Absolutely. That's not a partnership. And this is why they do what they do.
And to make a man feel like he can't be vulnerable or to cry or to be soft and vulnerable around you, that's also an asshole thing. That's you being an asshole as a woman. Your job is to nurture your man. That's your role. That is your role and responsibility. And too often I've come across melanin brothers who had never experienced being able to be vulnerable and open with their counterparts or the feminines in their life outside their mother. And sometimes not even their mother.
Yep. That is the difference between men who will sleep with you and men who will actually commit to you emotionally. Men will marry you. We've seen this over the years. They'll give you the ring because, to be quite honest, the way the society portrays marriage as it's supposed to be stability. If you can commit yourself to a person and to a family and be obligated and accountable for, for something, that in the business world makes you look like, well, I can trust you with my money. If you can take care of a family, I can trust you with my bread. It has nothing to do with emotional, care of that family. It has nothing to do, with the individuals in it. It's just the image of it. That's why that's why men don't mind doing that, especially if they got bread. Because I can have the look that I need and I can and I have enough.
And don't give a damn about the woman.
Don't care. Have them pop out the kids, have them, all that stuff. That's why that is plausible.
I mean, I know relations right now, they married and they don't sleep, they're not intimate. The woman don't leave the house. She basically just in the house with children all day, not doing nothing for herself. She just makes sure he eats when he's hungry. They don't do anything to bond. Don't spend any time together at all.
Why? Like why? Yeah, why are you there? Like why? Like how is that supposed to be life? How is that success?
I'm sorry, I don't care if you are 25 or 55. If you are not happy in your relationship and there is not any fixing it, then you leave. Point blank, period. It's not easy, but it is easy. It's actually a really easy fix. It's just releasing, not being emotionally attached and possessive of the person that you're with. Being able to be emotionally smart enough to see that you guys are doing more damage together than you're doing healing and helping each other grow.
This is why I say
there's nothing wrong with divorce. Because 9 times out of 10, the people that are judging you for getting divorced, they're judging you because they don't have the courage to get divorced. In reality, the professor that got mad at me because I was getting a divorce is because she was miserable in her marriage and didn't have the courage to leave her husband.
It happens.
Honey, I'm not spending 20 years unhappy. I'm not spending 5 years unhappy. I'm not spending 3 years anymore. I'm not even spending a year anymore unhappy. I will go through a whole bunch of serial ass relationships before ever committing to a long term again and it being the wrong one. Not even joking. You got 90 days. 90 days. Like, I don't have time.
All right, Steve. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. My thing is, I'm about preventative measures. That's where I be at. So how about we figure out who we are before we get married? Mm-hmm. I don't want people to think, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about, September 2nd is my anniversary. You know what I'm saying? Me and my king have been together 13 years. So I'm all about commitment. I'm all about that. But you know what I'm saying? It has to be, you know what I'm saying? It has to be real and it has to be right for the two. You know what I'm saying? It should not be based on nobody else, not society, not the people around you, your family, none of that. It's just based off of y'all and trueness and all of that. And again, back to the societal, you know what I'm saying, boxes that we're in. on how you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to do things. Like, I know men who felt like because they never thought that they were good enough to be, you know what I'm saying, to have that type of life. So they go, they find a good woman, and simply because she's a good woman, not because they love him, not because that, you know what I'm saying, they're supposed to be together, but simply because they're a good woman, let me make you an honest woman, as they say. The mentality that you're not an honest woman until you're someone's possession. So there are men who feel like, all right, I got this good woman in my life. I probably ain't gonna get no better than this. So let me lock that down. And in his mind, he's doing her justice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's doing, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say favor. I don't want to say it like that because that's kind of rude. You know what I'm saying? But you feel like you're giving her what she deserves. And all you're talking about is the ring. You ain't talking about loyalty. You ain't talking about real love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, most of those dudes cheat. They'll buy the house. They'll make sure the car. They make sure you and the kids are straight. You'll go out for dinners and
all the bags and clothes you want.
All that night, vacations. You'll do all of that stuff.
But y'all
and
not
the
having
whole
this
time spiritually, he is somewhere else. Emotionally, somewhere else. Intimately, somewhere else. But you got the ring, though. You got the house. You got the kids. You got the yearly family photos. And in his mind, he did the right thing.
He's doing what he's supposed to do in his mind.
He's doing what he's supposed to do. Nah, that ain't how that's supposed to
go. A lot of men, they have to lose this perception that the material, providing of material things is all that they need to do as a man, because that's farthest from the truth.
We gotta stop telling them that, though. Stop making them feel that way.
I don't look.
Not you, clearly not you and us, but the majority of women, the average woman, that's exactly that. This is why men don't.
That's not the average woman, because that's once again not who we are. This is now this newfound programming of being a hot girl and a city girl, and Meg the Stallion and Cardi, and it's money, 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 fuck love. Are you paying me or not? Like this on the feminine aspect. We'll go into it on Thursday, but this false reality of who the fuck we are and what we need as women and as feminine energies. I don't need a purse. I need land for my greats, for my great grandchildren, Like, I don't need a brand new Lamborghini. I need acres. I need a garden, a big ass garden, I need my family close to me.
Perspective, and that's perspective. This world teaches us that that's not it. You got to have the finest new, material things. You know what I'm saying, is what success looks like. So if you don't have these things, then you're not successful. I'll even go in a simple example, like for me. Because I choose to try to eat as healthy as possible, whatever, there's certain things that I can't eat. And now that inflation has gone up, you know what I'm saying, I have made certain changes. So, and I'm a repetitive eater anyway. Ancestors knew what they was doing when they created me. I can eat the same meal for a month, every day, just as long as it tastes good. And as long as it ain't spoiled, I can eat the same thing. And I don't care if it's rice and beans. I don't care if it's granola and almond milk. It doesn't matter what it is. I can eat the same thing day in and day out and be just fine. To some people, in some perspective, that's some poor shit. That's some shit broke people do. Straight up.
Monks do it. Monks eat one meal a day, maybe.
Perspective. Again, to some people, because I can't go out and eat out twice a week, because I ain't baking chicken and filet mignon, and you know what I'm saying, I'm shopping at Whole Foods, and you know what I'm saying, I'm eating a different meal every night. You know what I'm saying? To some people, that's poverty. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, you might as well be eating out the garbage if you got to eat rice and beans every day. For me, from my perspective, is I got food. I haven't missed a meal yet.
Right.
I eat more than twice a day. It's in portions. I do that on purpose, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not starving. There's not a day go by that I don't, you know what I'm saying, that I don't.
Meanwhile, a lot of them they about to be starving because they going broke trying to eat out every day.
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
for these videos and the reels.
Not to mention what I do spend my money on. See what I'm saying? I'm buying land. I might not have a car, but I'm buying land in another country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm allocating perspective. What's, you know what I'm saying? What you see as success, I don't see as success.
Your priorities may not be my priorities.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? So we need to switch that up. We are putting way too much pressure on ourselves trying to what we call the Joneses, because we have this obscure thought process of what that looks like and then our roles in it.
You know, not a damn mother freaking millionaire that I know, multi-millionaire, a whole bunch of millionaires. None of these motherfuckers got iPhones.
Of course not.
Not a single one of them.
Of course not.
We're not played. I felt because, you know, and I remember this is me being vulnerable with y'all. When I got my iPhone and my Apple Watch and my AirPods, I literally be pulling that shit out just so people could see. Yeah, bitch, I got an iPhone too. Yeah, what? You think you're better than me, white girl, but you're not. Okay, because I got it too. And then, you know, my bill got too ass expensive. Way too expensive. Way like 400 and something a month expensive. The fuck? And then I'm hanging out with millionaires and I see they got these regular smuggler androids and I feel played now. The fuck? You telling me I didn't have to have that?
Everybody should.
You're telling me that this was literally just a perception. This is just illusion. Because in a millionaire's mindset, how is it serving me purpose? I only need to make phone calls and do emails on this thing. That's it. That's all. They don't care about social media. They're not marketing and stuff. They usually do word of mouth with their businesses and stuff, you know. So
talking right.
It's like, where do we as beings get this perception that the more money we spend on something, the better we are?
Slavery.
Right.
When you get the scraps of everything, but you get to see the best of everything right around the corner, it makes you want to have that. This is why, you know what I'm saying, we feel like these are the things that we need. This is why our men feel like they need to be a certain way in order to live this certain life.
That's why a lot of our men feel like they need the non-melanated woman. It's because I've literally had them tell me.
That's a whole nother conversation.
I've literally had them tell me, you know, in society's programmed us to believe that if we have a white woman by our side, then we have made it. We are now equivalents. We are to the white man.
You in the club.
Right.
Because, and again, slavery, because white women were put on a pedestal. You would die. Emmett Till was murdered for whistling at a white woman. Allegedly. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So all of that is taught behavior. It's
know this woman got arrested? Did you see that?
They got arrested, but they're not about to do nothing to that lady.
No.
Mississippi, wherever she at, I saw them with whatever.
You're right.
And that's they're not about to prosecute her.
Because what's the point of bringing that back up?
That's how they feel about it. Yeah, but not to Emmett Till's, you know what I'm saying? What are they?
No, I understand the justice in it. But I'm saying, if the long story, the bigger picture is that she's still not gonna get the sentencing that she deserves, because they're gonna take into account her age, who she knows, all of this. Why is it a thing right now?
I don't know why it's a thing, but unless she getting locked up and for
right,
I don't give a fuck. Like, that's what she deserves. But I already know that was gonna happen. That's why I really don't feed into stuff like that. Right. But my thing is, we have to understand things like that. We have to understand that that's how that works. Mm-hmm. And all of that is taught behavior. Back to, do you know who you are? Everything that you think you are is based off of your environment, based off how you was raised, and based off the perspective of the people that you were around. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even if you learn how to be a man from trial and error, you're still picking and choosing from what you see. Even the absence, you know what I'm saying, of a father, that all of those things is teaching you something. That's why you see life the way it is. If you had a different life, you would see life completely differently. Like, a lot of times We have children and we teach our kids. We, of course, we don't want our children to go through what we went through. So we kind of spoil them. We don't teach them those life lessons that you learn by not having, because you keep giving them. And then you kind of get upset with them for not understanding life, because you're giving them what you didn't have instead of teaching them what you didn't learn.
And that's the whole fact.
See what I'm saying? And again, based off how we're told we're supposed to be, especially with men, you're supposed to provide. So as long as I'm doing that, I'm good. But everybody needs to be, you know what I'm saying, taking care of each other emotionally, physically, mentally, especially in these days and age too. Like the word provider, all that stuff's pretty changes, you know what I'm saying, depending on your situation.
Girl,
a lot because a lot of times a man can't just be the provider. And these days and age, both parents, you know what I'm saying, in most cases need to provide. But
and the men, they okay with that. I see a lot of men right now, they are okay with the thought that
there's a lot of men who don't like it. There's a lot of men who feel like that's not being a man.
No, listen. This is how the equality thing is turning out. I was going into the gas station yesterday, and there's a man coming out of the door as I was going in the door. So he's coming up to the door. I'm coming up to the door. I stopped thinking, okay, this man is going to open the door and then he'll hold it and I'll go in. This nigga waited for me to open the door for him. And then going to walk through and say, thank you. And I was like, well, let me just get my ass in check. I guess this isn't short, you know. I can do what he can do, clearly, is what he's saying.
For perspective, and here's the thing about that. This is what the society has been pushing, this Me Too and equality and the feminist movement and all of that. You know what I mean? So again, perception and having this thought process of what you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to act. And if you're not like this, then you're not a man or you're not a woman or whatever. And we need to change that. I do believe that as a masculine energy, there's certain things that you do because you're a masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be overly emotional. You're not the nurturing thing. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect you to be as nurturing as me. That's not your job. That's why it's my job to give birth. That's why as women we do that. That's why that's our job. It goes along with the job. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that you can't tap in because you're still a father.
Right. You still have to have a level of compassion with your children.
Right. That's that emotional intelligence I was talking about earlier. You still have to tap into that because both men and women have both feminine and masculine energy. Just like we both got estrogen and
it's the yin and the yang.
Testosterone in our bodies. Both human beings, we have them both. The levels is just different.
It's the yin and yang.
Absolutely. We complement each other. So like you were saying earlier, when you add the food that we've been given that knocks us off.
Now that balance is not balanced anymore. It's being attacked. Absolutely. In reality. Our spiritual beings are being attacked right now. They want the confusion. Am I a man or am I a woman? I don't know. Because now you're not procreating.
That's a whole nother conversation too.
And I'm being serious. Like now you're not procreating. Now they don't have to worry about more melanin beings, or I'm gonna stick with the melanin beings because I just see the attack. And I'm sorry, I love everybody, but there is a specific agenda right now with what's taking place, and to where our identities, even on a sexual level, our genders are being attacked right now. Like, so then you got all of these people who generally, it's not that they are waking up and saying, I'm born a boy. It's that they have literally, in a chemical sense, a bunch of too much testosterone, a little 8-year-old girl with a whole bunch of testosterone in her. So where now, now she has these feelings and these emotions, and she's hanging out with her little girlfriends. And now she don't know if she's attracted to them or not, because she's chemically confused. Her body is confused on what it's doing right now. Because I'm supposed to be producing estrogen, but why do I have so much testosterone in me right now? And same for our little boys, And so we have to protect our babies in their minds from this attack right now so that they can evolve into who they're supposed to be. Now, if my daughter, she grows up and she likes women and she wants to be a lesbian, more power to you, my love. You made that choice. It's not because every time you turn on the TV or a music video or freaking game advertisement and there's lesbians everywhere, and then now you feel like you're a lesbian.
Well, how do you gauge that? See, and that's so. How would you gauge that?
You,
You know,
you,
what I'm saying?
you really, all you have to do is,
How would you know? How would you know it was based off of that's what she wants? Because the fact of the matter is, you have a teenager, right?
yep, 13.
And I'm sure she's into culture. I know she got YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. She do all of that stuff. So could you really say that that was a choice of hers? Because she's exposed to all this. It's not like we're in this hole and around nothing and nobody.
I know one of my
You know
friends.
what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? You can never gauge. Like I say that even with what you like in the opposite sex. Let's not even take it like that. Just of heterosexuality. Men, what they like, their type. I like light-skinned girls. I like thick girls. I like small girls. I like this and that. Is that what you really like? Or do your mama look like that? Or do the women that you went to school, if that's all you had? Because I got a cousin who told me, honestly, the only reason why he was fucking white girls is because that was the only option. I know dudes, you know what I'm saying, who deal with other women of a different race because we never gave them the time of day. They wanted to be, matter of fact, Childish Gambino said that because a lot of people tried to come at him because I believe his wife is white. You know what I'm saying? And he's, this is America. Everybody kind of assumed that he was supposed to be conscious in some form of fashion because of the type of music that he made. You know what I mean? But you got a white girl. And everybody was upset about that. But in an interview, he was like, all through high school and all through college, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to date Black women, but they thought I was weird. They didn't think I was masculine enough. Some of them thought I was gay. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't put on that aggression and all this other stuff. So what was he supposed to do? Just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Just be alone the rest of his life until y'all mature enough
To realize
to
he's a man.
understand that, to understand that it's more that them the ones who cheat on you,
Right.
them the ones
Beating
who
on
do
you.
you dirty, beating on you, all of that, you know what I'm saying? You say all that shit that you attracted to is what's bad for you. You know what I'm saying? And again, perspective of what a man is supposed to be. It fucks us up both on both ends, based off you feeling how you feel about yourself and what we are attracted to.
And you
We're
have
gonna
to
talk more about
realize
that on
that
Thursday, but like, yeah, you look at guys, there's a lot of good guys out there, and you call them simps and you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't make it okay for men to express themselves. We don't make it okay for them to be emotional. So it's like
create the
you want them
environments.
to do that, but you don't give them the environment to do that. So how do you expect them to understand you? You can't have it both ways. You can't expect him to be a brute while he fucking you, you know what I'm saying? And then turn into fairy godmother, you know what I'm saying, outside of that. It don't work that way.
Right.
If you looking for that balance, then you need to find a balanced man. But you don't get an aggressive dude and thinking, yo, pussy, sorry, is supposed to change him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the word I'm looking for right now, but you get what I'm trying to say. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. So we need to really reevaluate who we are, and then that will make us reevaluate what we like. You know what I'm saying? What we see as success, what we see as love, what we attract, all of that stuff changes when you change your perspective on life and yourself. Like, there's so many things that I wanted. The cliche thing out of relationships and all that. I'll get a little bit more into it on Thursday and talk about us. But I had this pre-recorded thought about what my relationship was supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? And if he wasn't moving like this, if he wasn't saying it like that, or saying these words, or giving me this type of if you wasn't giving me a certain response, that's the thing. If you're not giving me this certain response, then that means you don't love me. That means that you don't care. That means I ain't shit to you. And that don't even be the case. It's understanding everybody's love language, understanding, the type of man that I'm with. why he's not expressive, why, you know what I'm saying, maybe he needs help in the communication department. There's a reason for that. And if I choose to love him and have him in my space, I need to figure that out. But if it's too much, then I need to leave him alone. But what I can't do is change him into something that I see.
Right.
My vision of my man is supposed to look like, and then mold you and twist and turn you into that. It don't work that way, because the same for me. He can't do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
He can't take what he likes about me, you know what I'm saying, and loves about me, and then and everything he does it, erase it or make that go away. It doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I truly feel like we need to reevaluate who we think we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who you were before your traumas is who you are. Before life happened to you, like you were saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? You are a product of your environment.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is
Yep.
a product of their environment. It's when you get older, is when you have the opportunity to understand that and then change that. You can consciously change your environment so you can consciously change yourself. A lot of us is walking around with our defense mechanism on. You have you have on this costume, and it's called your defense mechanism. And you look at this in the mirror every day and you think that's you, and it ain't. You got to take that thing off.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say you don't use the armor. That's what the whole point of you going through that shit was in the first place, to build up a certain resistance, to learn certain shit so you can avoid certain things. So it's not to say to take away the experience, but that's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? How you survive emotionally is not your personality. Your reactions
That's survival mode.
That's survival mode. That's not who you are. That pure soul, that pure being that you was born, you know what I'm saying, before the book, that's who you are. So whatever you was dreaming about then, the things that you were, I think you said your friend, when he is 8 years old is when that changed. You know what I'm saying? That's the same with my friend. Something about that 8, 9-year-old, you know what I'm saying?
Those
You know
years.
what I'm saying? Yeah, something about that era in life. When things shift. I can say the same thing about myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 9 years old is when my life changed. My mom met her man and everything changed. And to be quite honest, the first 9 years of my life, and I'm blessed that, again, I still am who I am. I'm just fine tuning it, like I'm saying, like those armors. I'm trying to fine tune that. My experience I didn't have to truly overly put on a mask to you know what I'm saying, to get through my childhood. I'll say that. I had to learn. I have to learn, and I'm continuing to learn detachment. Because of my insecurities. I need to understand my power and be okay with it in a balanced way. Because I try to dumb myself down in certain ways because of other people. There were expectations of me that were put on me, you know what I'm saying, that made me feel like I couldn't be human in ways. Like I wasn't allowed to do the wrong thing. I wasn't allowed to make mistakes. At least that's how I felt. That was my perspective.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? So while I watched everybody else do fucked up shit and no one scolded them, or if they did get scolded, they got a pat on the wrist after.
But you know what? It's because we weren't supposed to be doing that type of stuff. That's not
dig it.
because
not who we were.
The same
That's
way.
not who we were.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because there's plenty of times I wish I could have been the mean girl or just say one mean thing to somebody, just do one mean thing just to make myself feel better, because I was always the one being bullied. And I was incapable, fucking incapable, physically incapable of giving people back what they gave me. And I'll be looking at myself like, you are weak. Like, what's going on? But then I realize it's not that I'm weak. I just am not like them. I don't treat people like that.
That's right.
I treat people the way I want to be treated. The golden rule was the golden rule to me. That was encrypted in my DNA as the way to be every day, no matter who I'm dealing with. If I'm nice to them, they should be nice to me back, or I'm going to be nice to them, and then hopefully they'll be nice to me back. And that's 9 times out of 10 the case, unless you're reflecting or aggravating somebody's demons.
Well, that's the lesson about being nice. Well, I don't like the word nice. Nice actually translates to naive.
Right.
Being yourself, you know what I'm saying? How other people, you always supposed to be you. You're not supposed to allow anybody else's energy to change who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you always be positive to another person. You always be uplifting to another person. If they are not in a position to receive that, they're not going to be around you.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't supposed to match bum energy.
No, we don't match.
That's what we call it now. I saw that on some dude said that on TikTok, and I love it. Yeah, that's bum energy. No get backs, no setbacks, no being mean back. I did that one time in elementary school. I was in the 6th grade. I was going through my stuff with my mom. This is when it started to become an issue in the home. I actually didn't want to live there anymore. That's where it was. So I was seeing a therapist or a counselor at the school or whatever. So I was going through some shit. And I noticed that through my whole school career, I was a goody two shoes. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I felt like I wasn't being seen and I wasn't being heard because of what was going on at home. My mom now was putting a lot of attention on a man, his children, the women that was a part of the situation. So this is where my neglect and abandonment, started to happen. So then I would watch the kids around, all the bad kids. And I got this one guy, and I know his name, so I'm not going to say it because I'm sure he grown, married with kids, and I don't need to bring up his past in elementary school. But there was this one kid that was just always in the detention, always in detention, always in the principal's office, always in fucking trouble, always in trouble. And you would think he owned the school. This little nigga used to run around, hey, Dr. such and so, hey, Mr. and Mrs. such and so. He just knew all the teachers. He knew all the security guards. You know what I'm saying? He was just parlaying and shit throughout the whole school. He got mad attention. Mad attention. And he was a fuck up. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? You talk about in elementary school, below grade level, you talking about like all types of shit, like crazy. And I'm sure he had a rough life at home.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm sure. But from my perspective, as a 12-year-old who's always been expected to do the right thing and always did the right thing, and now I'm being pushed aside at home. Then I come to school and see all the badasses getting all the attention. So what did that translate to me?
Get bad, be bad.
So one day
Turn up.
I caught an attitude with the teacher. I caught myself kicking the desk. I went out of my way to be a badass child. I went out of my way this time to do that shit. So I'm kicking the desk, and the more the teacher tell me to stop, the harder I kick that shit. You know what I'm saying? then my friend Dominique Stevens said, "Ooh, if she ever see this before," you know what I'm saying? That was my girl back in the day. Anywho, so I was annoying her because we was taking a test of some shit, and she was trying to take her test. So she was just like, "Girl, stop." However she said it, and I wasn't trying to hear that shit. Like, mind your business. I'm over here having my tantrum. Okay, mind your business and take your test. That was my attitude. I ain't say it, but that's what I was thinking. So the more she turned her head and told me, and I was just staring at her, doof, 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 just getting louder. So long story short, we got into a physical altercation. That is one of the 5 fights I've ever had in my whole life. Now, all my adrenaline was pumping because, like I said, I don't fight. I've never been a fighter. So that was like one of my first fights ever. So I was excited. And I actually won the fight. We got the tussling. There wasn't no extraness, but I kind of won the fight. But because I was so in this energy of wanting to be bad, because I want this attention, I didn't realize I won the fight. I went back for more because I'm thinking about, because I grew up in the projects. At this time, I was in the projects. So you talk about a fight in the projects, you know what I'm saying? You start over here on this side of the park and then end up over there on that side of the park. You know, it's a big ass event. This is what I got in my head as a child. See what I'm saying? So I'm in that, and she scratched my face. I was a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? I have pretty skin. It's pretty now too, but when I was little, it was perfect.
No,
it wasn't all them chemicals and it's
chocolate.
Yeah, and she scratched my face, and that fucked me up because that was one of the things. I was cute as a kid. I might, you know what I'm saying, as a little kid, I wasn't worrying about boys at the time, so I was always a cute kid. My mom and everybody used to always tell me how beautiful I was.
Yeah. didn't scratch. That's why I didn't fight. That's
Now
the
I'm
only
gonna wait
reason I
on
didn't
that.
fight. You're
No,
not
you don't want
touching
no
my
fuck
face.
face. I'm like, but yeah, that was my punishment for ODing because I was just putting that energy out there. You know what I'm saying? Again, I was a kid. I didn't know no better. I was trying to get attention. But that's the type of situation that put me in because of my perspective of who I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying, as a person. And then having to relate that to what I'm actually seeing and the results of it. Because again, everything cause and effect. That's what karma is. You know what I'm saying? So if I do this, this is the result that I'm getting. So if the result I want, I'm going to try to do what, you know what I'm saying, what it is to get that result. Okay, he's getting attention. I want attention right now. He's a badass. Okay, that means I need to be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand. Adults think that saying, y'all think we think that way too subconsciously when we make certain decisions. And it goes back to who we are. Because see, at 12, I didn't know who I was. I didn't understand that I wasn't supposed to be like that. That, you know, what was going on at home, it really wasn't my fault. They ain't had nothing honestly to do with me. But I didn't know that. And what we got to understand is that we grow up like that and then we turn that into our adulthood to rally back to the topic. So the same with men. How you behave and how you think what a man is supposed to be and how that, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff, that is based off your environment. Everybody has a right to their perspective and their opinions. But if your perspective doesn't work for you, if you're not at peace with your perspective, if it's not bringing you joy, if it's not helping you succeed, if it's not helping you grow, then your perspective is wrong for you. Because it might work for somebody else. See what I'm saying? But if you're not happy, then it ain't working for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you need to reevaluate. Because whatever you're living is supposed to, that's your ideology, if that's your way of life, it's supposed to be beneficial to you. That's why it's your way of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we have to start thinking. So fellas, we love you. I promise you we do.
Mm-hmm.
Reevaluate who you think you are. It does not make you less of a man.
Mm-hmm.
You need to reevaluate or redefine what being a man is in your universe.
Right, a fitting for you.
And you have to understand that y'all matter too.
Mm-hmm. How you feel matters.
I will forever advocate for that.
Men feel so weird when I message them and I ask them how they're feeling. They're like, "Well, that's a weird question." I'm like, "But it's
And that's sad. Like that's sad. That is sad that a human being, you know what I'm saying, that's a weird question to ask how you feel. They're truly not allowed to feel. So if they're not allowed to feel, you cannot expect them, you know what I'm saying, to understand your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So men, you're allowed to feel. That does not make you less of a man. As a matter of fact, that's one of the most attractive things in a man. And I'm not, again, in balance. We're not telling you to be a sissy or what. We ain't telling you to turn into us. And I don't need a me. I don't need you to be me.
There's definitely
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't need you to be me. But you do have to have a level of like I said, emotional intelligence in order to relate, to understand when I'm in my emotions. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me chill. Let me just hold her. You know what I'm saying? Let me just let her get that out. And you understand instead of, you know what I'm saying, this is why you feel aggravated and you feel like we nagging and all that stuff, because you're not in touch. You don't understand what we go. You looking at us like we fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your problem? That's how you feel. Because you're not tapped into them feelings. You don't know what that feels like. You're cutting that off on purpose. Because to be quite honest, y'all don't want to feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't like being vulnerable because you understand how that hurts. And once a man gets hurt emotionally, it's very rare that, you know what I'm saying, that you can get them to come around again, because the society is not an environment to help them deal with that. So we, you know what I'm saying, in our families, you know what I'm saying, I'm really, really talking about in the melanated community, we have to start, you know what I'm saying, cultivating that. Because these men that you date, they're somebody's son. If you got sons, You want, you know what I'm saying? You want your sons to be better. You want your sons to be happy. This is why I don't understand how men and women do the back and forth thing with niggas ain't shit and, you know what I'm saying, bitches ain't nothing. But I don't understand how you can truly feel that way when you are popping out sons and daughters. How? How can you generalize all women and you have a mother and you got sisters and daughters? How can you, do that when you got a father or you got sons and brothers? How do you generalize that? Because you can't talk about all men or talk about all women and not include them. Because they're men, they're women. You wouldn't like it, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't like, how would you feel if your father, just think about that. People who still got both of their parents, or your parents is alive. How would you feel if the way you spoke about, whoever you are, the opposite said, how would you feel if somebody spoke that way to your parent, your mom? The way y'all talk, how men think about women in some cases. How would you feel if somebody described your mother like that? That hoe over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, so your mom is, emotionally unintelligent. Your mom don't listen. Your mom don't like to hear the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we thought that way, we would really switch up how we speak about each other.
So the reality is we are not thugs. You're not thugs. You're not criminals. You're not gangsters. You're not drug dealers. You're intelligent. You're creative. You're powerful. You're highly intellectual. You are capable of doing anything that you set your mind out to doing. You're emotionally stable. You are power in itself, kings. Speak highly of yourself. Stop calling your brothers niggas. Call them your brothers. Please stop calling your brothers niggas. You're please stop doing that, because then you're just continuing that toxic ass label that doesn't have anything to do with us.
That's true, but that's perspective though.
Yeah, I know very professional people who still call their friends niggas.
I still use the
I
word.
don't use that. I'm just
I
like,
do. I'm not gonna
please,
lie. I
I
use
don't
that word.
like it.
I can dig it.
Yes.
Perspective. You know who had this? Who had this argument? Jay-Z and Oprah had. I don't like neither one of them, but they had this argument because Jay-Z comes from an era, our era, where we heard that word. In our era, we switched that up and made it into a positive. Whereas in Oprah's era, that is what master the white man. That's what they said. You got punched in the face. You got a tomato thrown at you. You got lynched and all that attached to that word.
Right, the original energy with the word.
Well, if you're going to go with the energy, if you're going to do that, then you got to take it all the way, way, way back to the actual original word. The original word is from negra or negro, which literally means black. White people didn't know that. So they just made up shit because they didn't understand things. So they created words. So because they couldn't pronounce that word, they came up with nigga. So in reality, the original energy of that was neutral. There was no negative or positive from the word. They didn't understand something, grabbed it and made it their own. So to say that we can't do the same thing, especially me as a creative, I can't, I can't fully support that. That's one of the reasons why I still use the word.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the word bitch, I know a lot of people don't like it.
I don't like it.
I know you. I know you don't.
Ain't my word.
I know you don't. Now, I personally, I don't use it with everybody. It depends on the environment. It depends on who I'm speaking to. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody is a female dog. If you want to look up the word up, that's what
Right,
it
that's
is.
what I'm
That no
saying.
one is a
I'm not
female
a
dog.
female dog.
I can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally dig it. At the same time, again, culturally, when I'm talking to my homegirl, that's my bitch. I do that. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely do that because I have friends who still talk like that, and I don't feel out of ways, you know what I'm saying, of relating to them like that. Do I walk around all day calling myself a bitch? Absolutely not. That is not a word that I use on a regular basis. You can check. I talk a lot on social media. You can check. That's not something that I overly use, but I do. So I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? I have my reasonings for saying and doing. I'll give you another thing. I had saw, and we're gonna try to wrap this up. And
Yeah,
yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday. So sorry. I saw a podcast where this woman was stating how women need to stop, certain things that women need to stop allowing men to do to them in bed, that it's toxic and all that, like choking and things of that. See, look at you. Perspective now. Let's look
Right.
that up. For some women, that's a level of abuse. You choking somebody and cutting off their air, that, you know what I'm saying? That's extra to somebody. That's a form of aggression. That's a form of oppression. That's a form, you know what I'm saying? That can lead to abuse in their minds. If you're letting this man choke you while you're having sex, then now he can in turn think he can choke you in real life. That's how some people perceive that. You ain't gonna tell me how my man's supposed to fuck me.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
Like,
care what you say. Your perspective is,
right, you know what
I
I'm
like it.
saying? I
Tell
like it.
me.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly my point. But that doesn't make her wrong. You know what I'm saying? For
Right.
feeling that way. And I can see
Where she be coming from.
where she's coming from, because depending on who you're dealing with, she's right.
Right. You don't allow everyone to have that type of control over
Exactly.
your body.
Because there are some men out there could be a red flag to saying that he could be abusive, that he's starting off with sex and making it seem like it's, a sexual thing. And then that can translate into physical abuse. It absolutely can. So it's all about perspective, all about you, your energy, what you are bringing to yourself,
Be intimate with.
all of those things. And this is why I say we need to get ourselves together as individuals, knowing who we are, so we can honestly attract the right people. And then we don't have to worry about none of that. You see what I'm saying? If you actually figure out who you are, so you can figure out what you actually need in your life, not really what you want, what you need. If you get what you need, the ones come tumbling down. I feel that way about love. You always want loyalty, but if you find love, loyalty is a byproduct, and people don't understand that. Most men don't believe that. They believe that you showing your loyalty is showing your love, and it's not. Most people that show you loyalty without love is based off what you're doing for them. They're getting something out of that. As soon as they don't get that anymore, that loyalty is gone. But when you love somebody, they can do you dirty and you'll still be loyal to them. It's almost like a dog. I see many people beat the shit out of their dogs. They call it training and whatever the fuck they call it. But because you feed them, they not biting your ass, because there's no way that dog can't fight you and win.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I saw the funniest video. This man took a stolen dog to the dog show. It was a big dog. And he got this dog trying to do tricks, and that dog attacked his ass right in front of everybody.
See, that's how.
Like,
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. But it's for dog. That's why a lot of men like dogs. You know what I'm saying? Dogs best man's best friend. They're loyal. You feed them, and you know what I'm saying. You treat them right. They will love you. They will protect you. They will do everything for you until the day they die.
You knew that man ain't gave that dog damn piece of treat ever, because that dog was like,
that'll be the thing when you stop showing them love. And exactly what I'm trying to say. As soon as you stop nurturing and showing them love, they will turn on you. You starve a dog and don't feed them and and you stand in front of them niggas and think they not going to attack you. They hungry. They got to eat. Their survival comes before anything. So honestly, dogs' loyalty is based off, you know what I'm saying, of what you're doing for them.
that's
You're
fact.
taking care of them. They're not just giving you that shit just cause. You're earning that loyalty.
Right.
You see, because you're feeding them every day. Yeah, pushy, do whatever the fuck y'all be doing with y'all dogs. You know what I'm saying? Giving them a bath, letting them run outside, playing with them. You spend time with your dog.
Yeah.
You put energy into them, and that's why they're loyal to you. Think about if you did that gave that to your person.
So the matter of fact is, stop taking on labels, titles, personas that society gives you, and get to figuring out the original you. Who are you before the age of 10?
That part.
That's a good 0 to 10 years old. What type of personality did you have? You know, Who were you before life happened? And work on getting back to that person, at least healing that child, so that your inner child doesn't feel like it has to still be angry or afraid, you know?
That's a fact. Well, we're
We
gonna
love
leave
you
it right
guys.
there. Yeah, we're gonna leave that right there. And I hope, you know what I'm saying, fellas, say it again. We
We
love
love,
you.
love, love, love,
You know
love you,
what I'm
brothers.
saying? We
King.
just want you to be better. If you better, then we better. Like it
Yeah,
all goes hand in hand.
that'll be great.
Yeah, but go on, tell them where they can find you, girl.
You guys can find me on TikTok as the Energy Model, Instagram at the Energy Model, Facebook at Misha Alford or Misha's Love Tribe. You can email me at mishashealinglove@gmail.com. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Don't show up at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. You know. So we will see you all then. I'll see y'all on Thursday.
All right. Oh yeah, and what you say?
Oh, Linktree. You can go to my Linktree and find all of that. YouTube, Anchor. I think I have a podcast now on Spotify. So all of my information and links are there.
All right. And yes, like she said, you can find us on the Inspire Media Network on your Roku channel. Okay, go to Walmart, $24.99. Going to get you one. And this is my link tree. So you can make sure that you get everything inspired. You can check out all of our podcasts. You know what I'm saying? We have, of course, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. Childhood Trauma Podcast with us. On Sundays, this is what I was thinking about. Got spirit on my mind. Sundays with Spirit with 33 Master Teacher. These are our most popular podcasts and our most long running. So I appreciate all of you for your contributing, for listening, for watching, and for coming through with this healing with us. We love you. I appreciate this. I feel so accomplished. I'm just so glad that you guys are taking to this. So keep coming, keep sharing. And that's honestly, I never say this, and I'm going to say this now. Share, because we got to make all this healing go viral. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you get the notifications.
If you have one of your friends' house and they got a Roku TV, go ahead and hit that Inspire Media Network and get that downloaded for them.
All that, you know what I'm saying? There's too many. If you're on Anchor, listen to us. You know what I'm saying? All that's on our link trees. Just share. You know what I'm saying? If anybody that you know needs this message, and rewatch it if you need to rewatch it. All right, we're trying to heal out here. So we love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's Thursday.
Love you all. Peace.
Bye.